When you think of music, diversity is the difference of the instruments. Inclusion is that they're all playing together collaboratively. And equity is about they have an equal space in that. There's opportunity for each of the instruments to be heard. So together they make up that unique experience. So it's not enough just to have the diversity or the inclusion. You have to have all of those pieces together. The more we can create environments where they're exposed to different experiences, culture, people, different ideas, situations, those skills transfer post-MHS, those skills transfer into relationships, the workplace. So we have an obligation to create that environment here. We're looking at it strategically so that we can streamline this and be intentional about creating cultural competent young people and really enhanced workplace, not only for our students, but that translates to student outcomes and graduate outcomes. We're really looking at our outcomes, looking at our data to determine are there any disparities, and if so, where do we course correct to make sure that our resources and we can address if there are any gaps or variances within our outcomes. And then also just helping to leverage our diversity and inclusion efforts to create that calm climate of inclusivity, to create and help promote the value of diversity, and even just the education of what is diversity and what does it mean to our community, or conversations again that many people may be having, but now we want to be intentional about leveraging those conversations, leveraging those resources. I think it comes back to exposure, making sure that resources that you have in your libraries, resources that you have in your classrooms, student homes even, are reflective of those, in those settings, and students who see themselves in curriculums, students who see themselves represented are more likely to be engaged, or more likely to take ownership over their learning. And again, that it promotes an enhanced learning experience. I think the first two things is understanding and appreciating the value of diversity. How does diversity enhance or create that enriched experience? I think there first needs to be a value of diversity. And then the second would be, how do you impact that in your families, in your workspace, with your colleagues? Because we all have a role. So what do you bring to the table to impact that? And then third, I would just say to be open to the fact that we do all have a unique experience that unfortunately may or may not come with our own bias. So how do we recognize that so that it doesn't impact our decisions? And not that that makes anyone bad or it's not a critique, but it's just the reality that we all have experience that shape the way we think. So how do we understand that, recognize that, so that they don't have negative consequences to the decisions that we make?